Well, nice to see you. Thank you for joining on Friday morning. The weeks are going by like days here. It's crazy. Every time I turn around, it's Friday again. Each time I think about making my way to the studio, I have to break free from my life in a way. All the other things that aren't involved in teaching a yoga class that I would have on my list of things that I need to or would like to or want to get done today. And sometimes untethering from those things is a little bit challenging. And I think of the feeling that I get when I'm having to disengage from those things to get to some place I need to be by a certain time. And it can create a little anxiety sometimes, or irritation, or melees. But what I'm finding interesting is that the feeling that I have in those moments, it's a good time if I have the awareness to check, what does my body really need right now? So what yoga practice would be most useful into bringing my body back into the stable state where I feel more calm and more peaceful and can approach whatever arises with better perspective. So that's where I am today. That's where we are today as we sit here and ready for yoga class. So find a comfortable seat. We'll sit for a few minutes. And gradually begin to pay more and more attention to the breath. Perfectly normal that sometimes the body is an obstacle to paying attention to the breath, because when we try to sit still, we have sensation in the body that seems stronger in the moment than the attention to the breath. That's where the patience that we've built up in our yoga practice comes in handy, because we know we can just concentrate, focus, sit in, wait, and things will resolve eventually. Find the expression of the ocean-sounding belly breath, Dirga Ujjayi, that works for you in this moment. I find it useful to name the things that are distracting me from my breath, or the other things that I'm aware of as objects of my awareness, like it's hot outside, my knees ache a little bit, I can feel my hips. And sometimes simply in the act of bringing and accepting awareness to those things, my breath becomes more relaxed and fuller. It doesn't mean that things in of themselves are gone. The heat's still there. The knees are still there. The hips are still there. but I've put more of my energy into being the observer rather than the experiencer. More energy into breathing. If you really wanted to go for a head trip, you could go so far as to feel as if everything outside of you, everything that we think of as being outside of us, is breathing us. So as you inhale, everything outside of you is exhaling. And as you exhale, everything outside of you is inhaling. It's a really neat trick actually, because it expands our awareness of everything around us. Immediately makes a bigger connection. Even if it's a little confusing. You can open your eyes, hands to your knees, begin to stir your spine. Keep the Ujjayi exhalation, inhalation going. Circle in both directions. Good. Come back to the center, bend forward, bend your elbows. Hang out for a moment. Even if you're sitting on a cushion, it's totally fine. Begin to slide your weight from knee to knee. The outside, back outside of your hips may have a lot to say here. It's fine. And then come back to the center. Bend a little deeper, straighten the spine a little bit more. You'll feel almost as if you're lifting your chest a little bit away from the floor as you hinge from your hips. Shoulder blades draw towards each other, chest opens. And come back to straight spine. Remove your cushion, if you're using one. Walk your knees out wide. And begin to roll your knees from side to side. Next time you drop over to your right side, hang out and look back over your left shoulder. Feel the belly and ribs move with your breath. Inhale back to the center and over to the left side and hold. Good. Back to the center. Draw the soles of your feet together. Sit up. Keep your heels at whatever distance they need to be from your body so that you can comfortably grab hold of your feet without creating too much strain in your inner thighs and groin. You can draw your heels all the way back to your body if that's right for you, but sit up tall and bounce your knees, or just hang out and let gravity do its thing, dropping the weight of your knees and legs towards the floor. Lift your ribs up and chest up. I thought about wearing my mask to teach yoga today, just to see what it would be like. But I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't like doing that. In fact, I know I wouldn't. Good. Slide your heels away from your body, so you make a big diamond inside your thighs, enough so that you can lift the spine up straight and hinge forward. Gently, where it's early, so don't go too far. Walk your hands a little bit over to the right. Take a breath or two here. Squeeze the soles of your feet and big toes and all the tips of your toes together. Inhale back to the center, exhale over to the other side. And then straighten your legs into staff pose. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the tops of your feet back towards your body. Lift the ribs up, spine straight. Inhale the arms up overhead. Breathe in, soften. The work is to make it not work, to be here in this posture. To be here softly and gently, welcoming whatever resistance arises as you maintain, sustain the posture. Sit a little straighter, lift the ribs up a little higher. Exhale, gently round forward, gentle seated forward bend. Draw the toes towards your body, the tops of your feet towards your body, the heels away. Release and come onto your hands and knees. Let's start from a nice stable place with neutral spine. And let's make circles, small circles to begin with. We'll round them out later to make them bigger. Just a few circles in each direction to check in. If we think of doing the circles, you can make them bigger now as a means to move prana, like a prana delivery system, to evenly distribute prana and life energy through the body, rather than I'm doing something that's good for me. We can get more prana moving. Use both directions. And back to table. Widen your knees out, big toes touch. Keep your arms extended, chest away from the floor, and sit back towards your heels. Arc fully in child's pose. It's a variation of child's pose. That gives us an opportunity to rock a little bit from side to side, to open the tops of our feet, the quads, groin. And then you can work your way down onto your elbows and rest your forehead on your wrists or the floor. Great chance to move the ribs in your back with your breath.
Inhale forward and back to table. Straighten your left leg up behind you. Hold here. Raise your left hip up towards the ceiling. Left hand back to your left hip. Extend your left arm up, straight up towards the ceiling. Or over the top of your head. Or both. Keep your left leg raised as you drop the left hand back down onto the floor. Bend the left knee up towards your left elbow. Circle 3 times or so in each direction. And then bring your left leg up to the side with your knee bent. And release back to table. Straighten your right leg up behind you. And then roll your right hip up towards the ceiling. Bring your hand to your hip, your right hand to your hip. Arm can extend towards the ceiling or lengthen overhead. Good. Keep your right leg lifted as you lower the right hand to the floor. Bend your right knee up to brush your right elbow. Make circles. In both directions. And then bring your right knee, bend your right knee out to the side. And in this moment, I'm wondering what I did to be so mean to my hips that they are talking so loudly to me this morning. And release. Back to child's pose. Good, back to table. Touch your fingers or use your blocks to step your right foot forward. Feel the opening in the front of your left hip flexor. Plant your left hand, open your right arm up towards the ceiling. You can also choose to make big circles, a big rotation with your right arm in both directions. Move to feel rather than moving to move. Good. Tense your right hand. Curl your left foot under. Press up to lunge. Knees back to table. Sit all the way back on your heels, with or without a prop. Good. Inhale forward, tense your fingers, step your left foot forward. Plant your right hand on the floor or a block and open the left arm up towards the ceiling. Find movement. Wind the left hand down to the floor, curl your back foot up, under, press up the right knee away from the floor, up to lunge. Step your back foot forward and hang over your toes. And roll it up slowly. Inhale the arms up overhead, palms come together. Exhale the palms to the center of your chest. Inhale your hands down past your hips, sweep the arms up overhead, lift and look up. Exhale, open the chest, dive forward, make your way back to downward dog. Find stillness in the posture, hold, sustain, breathe. Inhale to plank. Feet come towards each other. Zip your pelvis up towards your chin. dog. Drop your knees to the floor. Release back to child's pose or Vajrasana. You choose. Back to table, curl the toes, downward dog. Extend your right leg up behind you. And bend the right knee, step the right foot through to lunge. Extend the left arm forward, reach. Use your core strength to draw yourself up to warrior two. See how it feels to land here. Once you land, reconnect to your breath. And close your eyes. Reverse warrior. Embrace what is felt in the body in this moment. Windmill down to lunge. Come forward to balance on the right foot, lift the left leg up behind you. Walk the hands out a little further for stability. Fingers tented underneath your shoulders. Good. Walk the hands back onto the mat. Come back to lunge. Plant your hands. Step back to downward dog. Inhale forward to plank. Bend your elbows, lower down, slide forward, upward dog. Release the knees to the floor, child's pose. Back to table. Curl the toes under. Press up to downward dog. Extend your left leg up behind you. Bend the knee, step through to lunge. And land. Find your balance and your breath. Extend the right arm forward. Plant the right heel. Windmill yourself up to warrior two. Land, close your eyes. Connect to the breath through the soles of your feet. Reverse it. Good. Back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Inhale the arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Soft shoulders. Slide your right hip to the right. Modified triangle. Begin to lean towards your left. Keep your arms long. Keep the left elbow, left arm straight. Drop the left hand down to your left knee. Right arm extends up towards the ceiling. Draw your chin to your chest. Turn and look up at your right thumb. Inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling, reverse triangle. Good. And release your hands to both hips. Square your feet off. Turn your right foot out. Inhale the arms up overhead again. Interlace your fingers in the opposite direction. Press your palms up towards the ceiling. Good. Find length through the soles of your feet, up through your hips. The stability that supports your spine, so it's resting on your lower body. Soft shoulders. Slide your hip a little bit to the left. And then begin to lean towards the right. Drop the right hand down. Left arm remains in place. Triangle. Chin to chest. Turn and look up at your left hand, left thumb. Reverse triangle. Good. Bend the right knee, windmill the arms down to lunge. Step back to downward dog. Squeeze the armpits. Use your intercostal muscles. Make it easy for your shoulders. If you want to chaturanga, you can. Otherwise, release back to child's pose or vajrasana for a nice rest after a long sequence. Come forward onto your elbows. Walk your knees underneath your body, preparing for dolphin. Palms come together. Interlace your fingers. If you have long sleeves on, roll up your sleeves past your elbows for stability on your mat. Curl your toes under. And press up just like you would in downward dog. Press into your elbows and forearms to slide your body back towards your tailbone. Shoulder blades move down your back and towards each other. Drop your knees to the floor. Sit back on your heels. Hands rest lightly on your lap. Close your eyes. Feel into your body. Embrace everything that's felt. Observed as felt. Beneath the stickiness, beneath the stuckness, beneath the stuff that we wish would move a little more freely is a low and growing sense of vibration. All of which are ingredients that are necessary to quiet the mind. It's almost as if the feeling of a quiet mind has a physical quality to it. Back to table. And move through cat and cow stretch a few times on your own, moving with your breath. Pause wherever you need to, wherever you feel to. Widen your knees, slide down to child's pose. Long arms, wrists and elbows off the floor. You You may even tense your fingertips with your forehead to the floor to create a little more lift and opening in the top of your shoulders. You'd reach your arms around behind you. Place the back of your wrists on the sacrum and grab the opposite wrist. Good. Keep hold of your wrists as you hinge yourself back onto your heels. Come up onto your knees. Widen your knees. Step your right foot forward. Curl your back foot under. Still holding your wrists. We're playing. Open your chest. Shift your weight forward so you can press the left knee away from the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together. Open your chest. Look straight ahead. Lift your chin. Bend a little deeper into your right knee, a little longer into your left knee. Drop the left knee down to the floor. Bring the right knee back underneath you. Widen the knees, big toes touch. Sit back on your heels. Grab your opposite wrist. Child's pose. Good. Inhale back up, still holding your wrists. Walk the knees together. Come up onto your knees. Then widen them out again for balance. Step your left foot forward. Open your chest. Lift your chin. Wait for it. Wait for your stability to come. No hurry. Curl your back foot under, toes under. Lean forward, weight in your left foot, and press the right knee away from the floor. Squeeze the shoulders away from each other. Lift the chin. Open chest. Drop a little deeper into your left knee if it's available. Straighten the back leg a little more. Push the right heel towards the floor. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, tense your fingers in lunge. Come forward, balance on your left foot. Lift the right leg up behind you. So I think we forgot the other side here. Completely relax the sole of your left foot, your toes, so you're not squeezing so hard into the floor or your mat. Play with bending the left knee slightly and straightening the left leg. Bend the right knee, drop it down next to the left, hang forward, Uttanasana. You may grab the back of your ankles or heels with your hand. Rock your weight forward onto the balls of your feet. Shift your weight back to your heels. Shift your weight over to the right, to the left, back to center, forward again towards the tops of your feet, back to center, back to your heels, straighten the legs a little more, a little more, a little more. Bend your knees, Roll it up slowly. Inhale the arms up overhead. Palms come together. Standing rest. Hands at the center of your chest. So feel any tightness or pressure that may be in the center of your chest behind your thumbs. And as you breathe out, give it a nice again. One more. All the way down to your belly. Hands release down past your hips. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Step back to your last downward dog. This downward dog feels so energized and free that you could lift your left leg just a little bit off the floor. Then your right leg just a little bit off the floor. Then your right hand just a little bit off the floor. Then your left hand just a little bit off the floor. Then everything just a little bit off the floor. And release back to child's pose. I did that. You guys weren't watching. See, you were in your downward dog. I got everything off the ground at the same time. Good. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and come into a staff pose. Yeah, it's called a hopping dog, but you guys missed that. You'll have to watch the video to see the hopping dog. So. Bend your left knee up into sage pose. Wrap your arms around the front of your left knee. Yes. Release and switch sides. Good, back to staff pose again. And bend both knees, interlace your fingers in front of your knees. Clear a pathway behind you to rock back down onto your back. And hug your knees into the center of your chest and side to side. It's probably the closest thing I'm going to get to a massage all day. It's like I get my kid or my cat to walk on my back. Which is exceedingly rare. Happy baby. Ocean breath. Feet to the floor, arms out to the side in a T position. Pick the hips up, slide them an inch or two to the right. Drop your knees to the left. Keep the back of both shoulders grounded. Turn and look right. Good. Inhale back to the center. Bend your knees up, feet off the floor. Exhale your knees over to the left. You can use a block or a fist or a blanket or a bolster in between your knees. Turn and look right. It's optional to extend the legs straight at almost a 90-degree angle from your spine. Bend your knees again if you straightened your legs. Good. Release onto your back. Interlace your fingers in front of your knees. Rock again a little bit from side to side. Settle back to the middle. Drop your feet to the floor. Arms in a T position. Lift your hips up. Drop your hips a couple inches over to the left. And drop your knees to the right. Turn and look left. Let the outside of your left hip, the outside of your left quad release completely. Inhale back to center. Lift your feet up off the floor, draw your knees together, and then drop your knees on an exhale over to the right. Look left again. Straighten your legs if you wish. Bend your knees one last time. And release back to center. Straighten your legs. Short rest. your way back. Back to a seated position, rub your palms together, close your eyes. Bring your palms to your heart center. Breathe all the way out to take a full breath in for a group Om. May you all be happy and healthy and peaceful. Namaste. All right, I'll unmute everybody. Thank you for practicing.